Right now is a really good time to show you what the pond looks like. The sun's hitting it just right where you can really see the murkiness of the water and the scum growing on it and in it. That right there is not mud. That's scum that floated up from the bottom after we scooped a bunch of this other stuff out of here with the rake. But I made a short the other day, and I talked about over there where I'd done a little bit of trimming. I'd like to do that all the way around the pond. And I put a chemical, not really a chemical, but a product in the description you could buy, a link, an Amazon link. And I'm going to put it in this video too, because we're going to try it. We're going to put some in here. It's supposed to be enzymes and bacteria that will eat that garbage up and clean up the lake. And the results in the reviews were very inconclusive. Some people said, yay, it worked great, worked wonderful. Some people said, yeah, it worked, but not as good as they said. Other people said, oh, it didn't work at all. So I figure for 23 bucks, it's worth a shot. So here goes. Okay, the unboxing. Got this from Amazon today. I'm going to take it out of this plastic bag so you can see it a little bit better, which shouldn't be hard to do, but sometimes they wrap things up like they don't want you to use them. They just want you to buy them. 4X Pond Cleaner, Natural Muck Sludge Remover. That's what it says. It says it's safe for fish and birds and horses and livestock and wildlife and the environment and everything. It says, you see there, treats 1 acre. Okay, this is my pond. It's maybe half an acre. So this should be more than enough to treat my pond. So let me read the instructions a little bit and we'll get to work putting it in there. Okay, bear with me here. Got it here in my hand. Got a little hole in the top there. You probably maybe see. I'm hoping I'll be able to squirt it out of there into the water. That's the plan anyway. Let's see how this works out. First, I want to make sure I don't get bit by a snake. That was my thinking. Squirt it out. It says I'm supposed to move around the lake and do it in different spots. Let the natural movement of the water in the lake disperse it. One thing I didn't know is it said I'm supposed to do this once a week for 4 weeks in the spring and then do it every so often throughout the year. So it might not do a dang thing. We will see. We will see. I'll put a little shot in here. I'll go on down here to the other end where I was trimming it up the other day. I might be able to get down in here. This looks like where them young deer have been hanging out down in this area. I'll put some in here. It's like my hole's getting funny. Sorry for the sun in the eyes, but not much I can do about the sun. It's going to be where it's going to be. Got a bad case of chiggers down here the other day trimming this up. I sprayed myself this time. I got some deep woods off on there. That should help with that situation. Seems to be less murky over in this area. Maybe I'll go put the rest of it over where I started at. That's the really murky area. So let's see if this works at all. is supposed to be bacteria and enzymes, which whenever I buy something that says bacteria and enzymes, and then they tell me I got to buy it again and again and again, it makes me wonder if they bioengineered them to die off or something, because, you know, normally bacteria, I'm not sure about enzymes, but normally bacteria, once they get started in something, they just keep eating and dividing and growing and getting stronger. That's what they should do. So I don't know why I would have to do it over and over again. Seems to me I squirt this in here one time and that would be that. The bacteria should be in here forever and ever. Just solve the problem. I just stepped in. Yeah, it's kind of on the edge of the lake there. I sunk in a little bit. I didn't want to sunk in a little bit, but I sunk in a little bit. Rinse it out because I don't want to waste it. $23 for a quart. You rinse the bottle out. At least I do. Okay. Now, that's all dumped in there. I will check on it. And if it gets any better, I'll let you know. Today is Saturday. I'll let you know when I check it in a couple of days, and we'll see how it looks. You can see the bubbles right there in this area. That's where I dumped out the last little bit of it. But I spread it all over in this area. And I spread some over there. And I spread some down there. And I spread some over on the other side over there. So if it works, we should see some changes. According to the reviews, the people that said it worked fast. They could see a difference in just a few short days. So we'll see. This is August 30th, Saturday, August 30th, about 6 o'clock in the evening, give or take a few minutes. You can see where the poison, I put glyphosate on this invasive lily pad stuff that takes over the pond, and I've killed off a lot of it. There's still quite a bit around the edges where I couldn't quite spray to, but we might give it another dose before it goes down for the fall. Because when the water gets cold, that stuff all sinks to the bottom, and it doesn't come back up until the water warms up in the spring. So it seems to me if I kill it right before it goes down, and then it should have no strength left to come back in the spring. At least that's the hope. That's the plan. And this stuff is supposed to get rid of that murky, gross-looking slime that's all over in there. And that, see how the water looks dirty? This is a pond that's been sitting here. It should be clear. Crystal clear, not murky. So we will see. Well, this is about 24 hours after I put that stuff in the water, and this is where I put most of it. As you can see, not a whole lot of clarification going on. I can kind of sort of see a little bit of a difference in this area, but it's very little. Give it time. I just wanted to give you a 24-hour update. Doesn't seem to be making a huge difference, at least not yet. Okay, here's the next day. Looks a little bit clear up here along the shore. This is where I sprayed most of that stuff. I sprayed some over there, and over there, but most of it got sprayed right in this area 2 days ago. Well, in a couple hours, it'll be exactly 2 days ago. I don't know. There does sort of be seem to be a little bit of clearing going on there, but not a whole lot. We're just going to have to wait and see what happens. Still a lot of floating junk in this pond. Hopefully in the winter, it'll all go down and not come back up in the spring. That's the plan anyway. We will see. But anyway, this is just the day 2 update. And this is day 3. It's kind of cloudy, so it's hard to see exactly how clear the water might be getting, but by golly, it does look like it's clearing up some up in this area here. Doesn't look like there's much of a difference out there yet, but you know, you got to give it time. We're talking about microscopic life forms eating up tens of thousands of gallons of gunk. It's going to take it some time, I guess. But it does seem to be having a small effect here, at least right here where I put most of it in. Time will tell. This is Tuesday. I put it in Saturday afternoon. That's the third day. This is Wednesday, day 4. You can see there is some clearing up in this area where I sprayed the most of it. There's still a lot to go out there. And it's just kind of gradually working its way out there. I hope it keeps working. We'll see. Okay, today's Thursday, day 5. This here is the area where I dumped most of it in at. I did dump some in over a few spots over there, but you can see right in this area, that water is clearing up some. It's clearing up over into that area. It's starting to thin out there, but way out there in the middle, it's still real murky. But up in this area where I dumped that stuff, it does seem to be clearing up a little bit. Not sure what's causing it. I'd like to think it was that stuff I bought and put in there. We'll see. Okay, it's Friday. Been 7 days. As you can see, it's still kind of murky and cloudy here. Maybe even a little more so than it was yesterday, but it's kind of breezy today, which is moving the water around some, which will also move the stuff out there to clear it up. It's hard to say if it's cleared up much at all other than just this little area right here, and I'm not even positive that it's cleared up much. But if you read the fine print on the bottle, you're supposed to start in the spring and put in 1 bottle a week for the first 4 weeks, and then 1 bottle a month all summer long, and I ain't doing that. But if there is any change, I'll make a short video in the future and let you know what's going on. But for now, this is where we stand. It does seem to be working a little bit, but this is just too far behind the 8 ball to ever catch up this season. So we'll see how it goes. In my opinion, since it's bacteria, you should only have to put it in once and it will just grow and grow and grow and multiply and eventually take care of the pond and stay there forever. But that's not always the way things work. We are hoping to get some rain. You can see over there how low the water is. I mean, the water should be right up here to where my feet are at, and you can see it's down probably 2 feet, maybe 3. I don't think quite 3, definitely 2 feet from where it is in the spring when it's overflowing, because it overflows over in that corner right there and runs down. And all them things that we sprayed in here, they're starting to come back a little bit at a time. When we sprayed the second time, it didn't seem to affect them like it did the first time. I don't know if I didn't make it strong enough or what happened, but if nothing else, we've at least knocked them back some. And then we have the rake thing we can throw out there and rake them in. That does seem to help. This area right here is where we've done it the most, and you'll see there ain't hardly anything in there. So we're going to get this pond clear one way or the other. There's something messing around over here, a fish or something. But thanks for watching. Give us one of these. Subscribe if you haven't. We'll just keep making videos about all these different things.